Life's a beach. All right, Long Beach. It has been forever and a half since I've done any races at this track. I remember being somewhat decent about it, but ending up sometimes the tides of luck go this way and that. But again, it's been forever and a half since I've done it. I think we got a decent time here doing the practice. I got a 121.456 was my best. I'm still woefully inconsistent, and the fast guys are going to be doing like 19s, I'm guessing. I'd like to be able to get closer to the 20s, but we'll see if I can pull that off when we do the races. Like I said, I think this is a decent time. I think it should help some people out. We're gonna show my quickest lap, and then I'll talk through what I'm thinking when I'm going through each of the corners here after that.
That lap was a 122.06. That puts you 0.6 off your best. Sector 1 is 0.2 off your best. Sector 2 time is okay. Just done a 121.46. Sector 3 time is fast.
Alright, Porsche Cup, Long Beach. Fixed setup. We've moved the brake bias back to minus 5.5. That's 4 clicks backwards. Let's go through how we did the lap. Start finish straight is just flat out. So let's go until 500 board is a little late for my first braking point, so it's like about maybe 50 ahead of it. We start braking there. Just want to make sure I start braking early. I want to stay as close to the pit exit as I can without like drifting into it, because that's a pretty hefty slowdown if you do. There's pretty decently heavy on the brakes, not like super crazy, but we hit it hard and then we start coming off of it, and then we hold a decent amount of pressure, and then as we start turning in, we ease off a bit, turn in, we're going to clip this inside curb just a smidge, and we're going to start getting on the throttle. We've got to be patient. There's so many bumps on this track that we have to be careful when we get on the throttle. But there we go, we're full throttle. And then I found that for this next corner I was braking pretty early, or pretty late. I found that pulling my braking point back helped me with the following corner through the fountain here. So as we kind of exit the previous corner, I don't know, like, it's hard to explain how I see this. It's going right here, but once it starts to open up, it's kind of when I start to brake. So there we see it starts to kind of open up, and now we'll start to brake here. Medium heavy on the brakes. A lot of this is like just trying not to brake super hard so we can kind of keep our momentum up through some of these corners. We're just kind of holding that, and we're getting down to first gear. We're gonna clip this curb a little bit on the inside. Don't want to go too far. Again, there's a slowdown there, but we're gonna ease off and get a little bit on the throttle. We've got a lot of wheel in. Just gotta be careful slamming the gas down. We want to open up, and then we can put the throttle down. And we're gonna keep steering to the left here, try and get the car all the way over. And this next corner is gonna be pretty light on the brakes. You just want to breathe. And I don't I don't like look for a spot to like do this braking. It's kind of just instinct, but this white line here is a pretty good spot there to start your braking. Just kind of breathe on it, then ease off as we turn in. And as we come around, we're going to start putting a little bit of throttle in. Kind of hold that part throttle until we get the car settled down. Gotta wait for it to settle down. Then we can put the rest of the throttle in. And then as we come around, this next corner is going to be light braking too. And again, this was one of those ones where I was braking pretty late, and I noticed that if I moved, like I was braking like way up here, if I moved it back to kind of here-ish, that helped a lot with the exit. Just brake earlier and lighter is the idea here. So just tap on the brakes. Probably could be even a little bit lighter than I do here. Get down in a second. We're gonna turn in, and we're gonna clip these curbs here. We're gonna get back on the throttle. And I spun out on this exit a lot. So you just have to be careful keeping what was doing it. The reason I kept spinning out was I kept the wheel turned in when I went to full throttle. So we gotta kind of open up and aim towards this wall. But then we kind of turn back. And if you're carrying too much speed and you're gonna hit the wall, just kind of lift, and that will help get you off that wall. So we timed everything right there. A lot of this track is just working so you can get as close to these walls as you possibly can. Next braking point is going to be the 300 marker here. And we're going to hit the 300 marker. We're going to brake in a straight line. Decently heavy. We've got some speed behind us. And then we're going to start easing off and start turning in around the 100 board there. Start turning in, easing off the brakes. Get more wheel as we let off the brakes. We have to let off the brakes to put more wheel in. We can't just hold the same brake pressure and put more wheel in. And then we start putting the throttle on. Just a little bit. And we have to open up the wheel. And then we can get the rest of the throttle going. And it is bumpy on the exit here, so you got to be careful with what you're doing. Again, I've spun out here. Not as much as the previous corner, but a fair amount. So just be careful. And we're going to turn in, get all the way over to the left-hand side here. Here's the aim. You gotta be gentle with that getting over. That's what causes the spin there, I think. And we're gonna start braking around the 300 board here. And we're just gonna go straight as we brake. And then around the 200 board, we're gonna start to turn in a little bit. In this corner, I'm gonna warn you, there's gonna be somebody who wrecks in front of you here, and it'll be like a couple cars piled up. Just be careful of that. It happens on this track, on this corner, and you can't. Sometimes you can't see it happen. It'll happen right in front of you. It's just the worst. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. They're just holding a little bit of brake pressure, and see what happens is you try and take this too tight. If you clip it with the right-hand side of your car, it just causes all kinds of problems. Or you end up going too wide on the exit and catching this here. But we're not doing that this time. We're just going to start putting the throttle in. Keep that wheel turned in so we can get turned in. There we go. And then we can straighten out the wheel and put the rest of the throttle down. And then we're just flat out through here. And then our braking point is going to be a little bit after the 500. We want to make sure we get on the brakes before the 400, though. We get on the brakes there. Kind of peaked around the 400. And we're going to start backing off just a little bit. As we turn in, I like to get down to second for this corner. I don't know, maybe third would be a little bit better. But we turn in, we're gonna clip the curbs on the inside here just a smidge. More than a smidge, maybe we're gonna start putting the throttle back down. Keep turning in. And as we straighten out the wheel, we can get the throttle the rest of the way. And turn back over to the left. And I end up playing with the gears a lot here. Third, and then we just end up getting right back down to second because we need to slow down. And here comes the hairpin on the next corner. This is the bane of my existence. We're gonna start accelerating as we turn through here and just kind of brake again. Trying to get this lined up right. So we've got the throttle going. We're gonna straighten out the car. We're gonna start hitting the brakes here. Turn in on the brakes. We give it so much wheel. So we got about I don't know, we were at 90 and now we put another like 15 degrees in. We're probably 100 here, we're at 180. And we're just holding that little bit of brake pressure, trying to get the car to rotate. We're well over 180 now. We got so much wheel in. We're letting off the brakes, and then we're gonna start putting some throttle in, just ever so slightly, and then we unwind the wheel and we put the rest of the throttle down. I am going to practice that more after I finish making this video, because that corner I am horribly inconsistent on, but we did it well there. And it was just full throttle through the rest of the lap there. We got ourselves a 121, 456. All right, like I said, pretty happy with this time. I would like to be quicker, but I think this should be competitive for where I'm at. We'll see when we get through it. A lot of it is going to be avoiding stuff, which I think I'm somewhat decent at, but there's stuff can happen at this track that you just can't avoid. Like that corner onto the final straight, before that final complex. They're going out of the second to last complex, into that final straightaway. That's brutal when cars get caught up there right in front of you, and it can happen real easy. So hopefully we can avoid that stuff. If you want to watch along live and see if we succeed with that, head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday nights is when we stream. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. I get that too. Hit the subscribe button if you think I earned it. We'll see you next time. Bye.